Good morning guys, how are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we will go straight over to those charts. So yeah, as you can see on 4-hour time frame here, Bitcoin is still within this area, within this resistance block. We're still inside the ascending triangle. We did look, obviously we adjusted this pattern at the bottom trend line, but we do look like we're holding the pattern quite nicely as it stands. We had a nice pump up yesterday evening, and now we're just sort of backfilling that move. You can probably kind of see there is a sort of horizontal level. We're not going to draw it in, but a kind of level of short-term significance where we're at now. So realistically, we want to hold where we are now and start to make progress onwards and upwards and through this 11,900, and then things will be looking very good. But if not, if we do keep coming down, yeah, I mean, I do think the bottom of this trend line, even as we've adjusted it to, and obviously the bottom of this horizontal support resistance, whichever way we're looking at it, whether we're under it or above it, is pretty much going to fail. And then I think 11,000 is our first port of call, which could very easily catch price, and then we could still just stay in this range for a longer period, which I'm 50-50 as to whether that is what is happening here or whether we are forming an ascending triangle. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out, and then obviously then things will start to look a bit more problematic if we lose 11,000, come down to 11,500. Bit more problematic on the basis that 11,500 will be the point that if we break and start trading below there for any significant time frame candles, then yeah, I mean, it sort of it does start to turn the macro looking like a bit of a fake out. And yeah, we could see the trend is your friend. The trend will then be turning down, and then we'll just have to see where that trend then will stop turning down, basically. But yeah, all in all though, everything at the moment as we stand is looking good, is looking bullish. We had some tests down to around this 11,000 zone, had some tests down yesterday and still pumping back up. If we look at the daily candle, yesterday's daily candle looks quite bullish. I mean, if we just do candlestick analysis of these candles, we had the big move down. The next day we tested down again, but closed about halfway up, basically pretty much exactly halfway up the range, and then we proceeded to make progress to the upside again. So on that basis, that we're above half the range of here, making progress and holding above on this daily candlestick, literally pure candlestick analysis on the daily. This is looking good for a move to take out these highs, which are these closing highs, which are basically 11,900, which then would trigger closing a daily above those recent highs, so a new daily highly close, a daily high close, pretty much I think will trigger some very good upside, and probably a completion of this triangle. So we'll have a look at a projected move for it. Because I think I have been saying about 14,000, but I think I was getting a bit punchy with that price target. So yeah, I mean, realistically, about 13,000. But my point when saying this 14,000 area is just that once we sort of get into this zone, I don't really see much stopping us, and the volatility increasing a lot, to really tapping up to this 14,000 zone. And then obviously if we break that, we can obviously consolidate up there. So that's sort of where I'm coming from, because this isn't necessarily a significant level of sorts. This is just a predicted target based on this pattern. So yeah, when I say in a 14k target, it's because that's just basically going to be the next level that's going to potentially put in an actual resistance in a zone where I think we'll just be wicking all over the place. So that's it really, guys. We'll have a quick look at the stochastics, see if we get any more clearer read. 4 hours obviously coming up, so I think this obviously moving up is going to give us some good short-term upwards momentum to potentially hold here and then start to move up and take out these highs. If we also have a look at the 10 and the 12 hour, 10 hour turning up and 12 hours starting to turn up. We always knew we were going to overshoot this trend line, but if we can turn up here, especially higher than this here, I mean, it will look increasingly very much like we will be we will be taking out 11,900 and potentially accelerating to the upside. Daily stochastics also, these really do just look like a bullish reset. Price actions holding up and holding up where it is, and these are just drifting down, so eventually they will turn back up. And yeah, we'll get the push up. 3 day as well. 3 day did look like it was turning down, but now looks like it's going to resume upwards. So that is obviously good to see. On weekly, as we know, weekly is looking good. Weekly is looking very good, especially if we get into this zone here. This is where good things happen on the larger time frame. So yeah, that is it really, guys. My bias here is to the upside. Even from this level here on the short term, and then also I do believe that taking out this 11,900 levels will trigger some more upside, and I think that is well within our range today. So obviously that's not financial advice. It's quite specific. What am I trying to say? Prediction. But that's just what I'm seeing at the charts here anyway, guys. So yeah, we'll see how it all plays out. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Oh, one last thing I will say, I'm just noticing a bit of a sell-off in the futures here for oil and the indices. Gold and silver not looking too bad. Silver's still around the just under $27, which I think is still really good. Saying it had a pullback to sub 24 to basically the next couple of days. Well, the next day we were back at nearly 28. With us not trading over 30, so that means 29 handle is the highest. So if we got back to 28, which is obviously $1 below 29, then that's an incredible pullback from an incredible pullback. So yeah, looking good, looking definitely like the cash is trash thesis is playing out. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. One last thing. Looks like if this 9's potentially played out, and I would expect more downside. On this dollar index now. So that will obviously certainly give us impetus. But I could be wrong on that. I could be wrong. And if we do start to make a move up here, then fair enough. But then I still would. I wouldn't be as certain again, because in much the same way, you don't get 3 chances to buy the low. This will be tap 1, tap 2, and the third go, and you don't often get 3 chances to sell a high. Not that this is a macro high, bigger time high, like this is a longer term low. But you get what I mean. We'll probably come up and try and test this next level and see how we interact with that level. So yeah, so right, that is it now, guys. Thanks for listening. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and I will speak to you guys later on today.